Yes, Linda.
Um, Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our webinar titled Empowering Underprivileged Girls, Skills Development for a Brighter Future. My name is Linda Mpando, and I'm honored to be your facilitator today for today's session. Before we go into our exciting and impactful topic, let me share a bit about WomenAscension. WomenAscension is an NGO founded by Dr. Maheen Amjad, who is an entrepreneur, a mentor, a philanthropist, and a public figure committed to uplifting women from all walks of life by providing them with opportunities, resources, and support to achieve their fullest potential. Um, to achieve their fullest potential, mission to foster an environment where women can thrive through education, skill development, mentorship, and advocacy. By empowering women, we aim to create a ripple effect that benefits not just individuals, but the entire communities and future generations. Today's webinar focuses on the critical importance of skill development for underprivileged girls. We believe that by equipping these young women with the necessary skills and knowledge, we can pave way for a brighter, more prosperous future for them and the society at large. This webinar aims to raise awareness about underprivileged girls and the socioeconomic challenges in the southern part of Africa, promote skills development opportunities, and connect participants with valuable resources and inspire through success story. The participants will gain insights into vocational and digital skills training, learn to access key resources, and additionally, the webinar will provide a platform for networking and collaborating among peers, mentors, and industry experts. We are delighted to have with us an inspiring and distinguished speaker, Ruhab Anwar. Ruhab is a renowned advocate for women's empowerment, and she has dedicated her career to improving the lives of underprivileged girls. With a background in education and extensive experience in skills development program, she has successfully led numerous initiatives that transform the lives of many young women. Her work has been recognized both nationally and internationally, and she continues to be a beacon of hope and catalyst for change in the realm of women empowerment. Ruhab will share her insights, experience, strategies on how we can effectively empower underprivileged girls through skill development. She'll provide us with practical examples and success stories and guide us on how we can contribute to this noble cause. Please join me in welcoming Ruhab Anwar. Thank you. Welcome, Ruhab.
Hello, thank you so much for the introduction. And you said really big words. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you very much.
I am honored to be a part of this platform, especially WomenAscension. What you people are doing, especially for girls and for women all around the world. It's a really big thing, and this is what it's needed right now. We really need our girls and our women to understand what are their rights and how they can, become a part of the change that is now taking place. So I'd like to now start, and thank you so much for the introduction and welcome everyone. Hello, Sedi, how are you? I hope my screen is visible to all of you. So I'd like to begin now by shedding some light on why childhood matters. If we talk about children, And if you talk about how their experiences, they matter in long term. So this is really important once we are talking about girls and girl child. So early childhood is a part where your physical, social, emotional impacts happen, and they take a very long term, and they play a very long part in all of your life. So they can set you on a stronger, long life path of experiences, environment, and sometimes whatever you experience during your early childhood, it really matters, and it impacts all of your life. So having this as a big part, and understanding the importance of it, we really can bring a big change in the lives of the girls and women around us. So, importance of girl education, if we talk about, so now I can see a lot of work is happening. Recently, I was connected with a very nice organization. It's a local NGO that is supporting girls, and it's supporting in their skill development. I was really touched, and I was, taken by how much initiative and how much things are being now done. So this is what motivated me in becoming a part of this this whole idea of girls being more enabled and being more successful. So there's a transformative impact if we talk about girls' education. So girl child and girls who receive an education are less likely to marry young and lead a healthy and productive life. Because, if I talk about my surrounding, if I talk about the culture we have over here in South Asia, so I have seen, and I used to see a lot of young girls getting married, and we used to ignore the fact that yes, they matter, and their life matter, their success matter, their education matters. This was all seen like a very big stereotype thing, that no, this should not be a part of their education. They should be more likely driven towards the household perspective. But now things are changing, and they're changing for the best. So let's look into some more facts and statistics. If we see that most of the developing countries, I was doing a research, and I saw that around 60% of the girls, they do get enrolled in primary education. When they're young, families do give them education, but they're taken out, and only 30% of them are able to complete the secondary schooling, which again is not a good number. We really need to do things, and we really need to put up, initiatives in where families are motivated, and they see a long-term succession plan for their girls, and how they can, get the most benefit out of the education that they'll receive. And again, if we talk more about girls' education, so economic benefits are there. Educated girls earn higher incomes, participate in decision making, and contribute to stable societies. So, as I was telling you people about my recent collaboration with a local NGO, I would like to take its name. It's Sirf and Sania. They started working towards girls that came from flooded areas. They were not that much empowered. They did not have the correct skill set, but within a year, we could see the development happening, and how with very little exposure, because they did not have that much resources at the beginning. But when they started collaborating with more and more people, and they started coming out, so the girls, they started flourishing at a very higher pace, which was absolutely beautiful, because that small initiative presented a very big picture and a very big idea of how you work towards an idea, you work towards empowering your girls, you work towards empowering the part of the society that is not talked about, that's not given equal rights, and how they come up to the point where you start seeing the big change. And once, I heard somewhere that when you educate a girl, you educate the upcoming generations, because once the mother knows her rights, automatically she's going to transfer that into, family, and that's how our society is going to become a better place. So reducing inequality, when you talk about girls' education, it is going to help strengthen economies. And we have now seen a big change coming across the whole globe. When we talk about girls, we see women in more powerful roles. And I am not at any point saying that boys don't do or men don't do better, but there should be an equality, there should be a place where both genders can work together, and the platform could be available for anyone. If I talk about myself working in a place which is more male dominating and which favors men more, it's really hard. But changing the mindset towards equality is very important. Once there is a sense of equality in our society, automatically things start to take change, and they start changing for the better. Then safety and representation, a lot of places, a lot of rules, a lot of laws are passed, but they are your other gender is not considered, which I feel is kind of sad for all of us, because we should keep in mind that we are in a world where women and men, they are living together. And inclusivity is so important these days, that it without inclusivity, nothing could take place. So challenges faced by girls are a lot. As I was telling you about the research, so I was reading a lot of papers and reviewing things. So there are 129 million girls out there of schools, and I'm not talking about my country, I'm talking about Asia in general, that girl education, women education, although we talk about it, but still a big impact is still awaited from the government side, from everybody's side. 82% of women age 15 are literate, but after that, there is nothing going on in the higher education part. So girls in conflict affected countries are more likely to be out of school. Poverty, child marriage, gender-based violence, and inadequate school facilities hinders girls' education. So again, let's talk about, now we have seen all the negative aspects of what could happen, what is happening, and how. Now let's see how we can bring change and how we can get things better. So if we talk about the positive outcomes, so lifetime earnings increasingly significant with secondary education. Automatically, if any woman gets a proper degree, automatically she is going to lead a good life, which is going to impact her children and her family, which again is going to create a bigger impact on the economy, because those children which are raised under an educated woman are going to be a part of a society, and the society is going to flourish. This is really going to be helpful. So child marriages are going to stop. They will think more about their rights, because uh, this is something that is happening, although we don't talk about it, but it's a norm of our society that girls do get married at a very early age. You can say it's a part of their ritual. It is said to be a part of the family tradition, but I'm so sad to say this, it's there. And early pregnancies happen, they don't know how to take care, and then several things. Because what I feel, if you want to raise a child, you really need to be emotionally and mentally stable. We all are aware that right after birth, women go through a specific sort of depression, but it's not talked about again. Why? Because the awareness and the girl education, the rights of a woman are lacking. So if a woman is more empowered, she understands that, okay, fine, after my pregnancy, I'll be dealing with all of this. This is how I should get help. The people around her, they understand all this. So automatically, the child is going to have a better childhood, because, like I said in the beginning, it all depends upon a child's experiences during these early days, how how they're going to lead their life. So bringing awareness and challenging the stereotypes are very important, because socially, emotionally, physically, and a healthy mother is automatically going to have healthy children, is automatically going to become a good part of the society, and will help bring the change. So I sought out kind of some platforms for all the girls listening to me, for all the women who want to make a change. You don't have the resources at your hands, but these all are free, where you can go, have a look at them, research about them, find out how they are going to help you. And once you are going to see this, automatically you'll find your area of interest, and then you'll automatically start learning more about it. Please do ask for the links or whatever, take a screenshot, but do start getting education, start learning, and start thinking. Start questioning. Don't question the people around you first. Start questioning yourself first, because it all starts within you. Self-awareness is it's a part of the, there's a whole hierarchy of needs, and only, self-actualization, self-awareness is very important. And it only happens when you sit and you think, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want from the people around me, and this is what I expect how people should be dealing with me, or how I want my family or my life to be. So girls, please start thinking and start getting. If you don't have the resources, just motivate yourself that, okay, I'll make the most of it, whatever is around me. So these are again some more resources. This is basically for young children. Mothers who are watching me want their children to have a good use of these resources, especially the free libraries. You will have a look at all the books and things that you'll find around, because again, this is going to help you make the change that you're looking for. So if anyone needs anything, I'm always there. Thank you so much for having me today, Maheen, Sally, Linda. It was wonderful sharing this platform with all of you, and I hope we all bring a very positive change.
Thank you very much, Ruhab. The story, honestly, that you're saying and what you are relating around, it's pretty much the same. And I'm sure Sally and Leah and Themsigan would also share the similar aspect of their regions when it's come to opportunity-oriented facilitations for females. Some of the areas, they are improving with time, but we are not still at that level where we should be. And it's been decades and decades of work, and we are not able to break this cultural barrier, which is definitely man-made. And we are trying to bring in equity and equality, skill set, capacity building program for each gender, so that not just the surroundings, but the quality of life itself grows with time. So Sally and Linda, do we have any questions so that we can continue with that?
Good afternoon. At the moment, I can't see any questions from the chat box, as we're waiting for the questions. And yeah, I'd like to add on a few words, if you would allow me.
Please do. Please do.
Okay, so just like our speaker was saying, we still having these challenges even in the parts of Africa where we are coming from. We have these challenges where girls would not go to school because of finances, sometimes because they are looked upon as they do not have to go to school, they do not have to acquire higher education, because they feel like a woman's place is in the kitchen, where she just has to cook for the family and take care of the children and nothing else. So like she has said, it's an eye opener, because there are these courses which are online. Like she said, she introduced Coursera and the other one, which this is awareness that we can give to the girl child out there and show them that we don't just need money for them to go to school. All we need is for them to know that this is available, that they can get this education out there. So thank you so much. To your dear speaker, you gave us a very, very good insight on these. Yeah. So I think I can see something in the chat box. Let me just check if we have any question. Okay, so Javad Khan is saying, how can we help our fellow females in our community as we support and cherish female contribution? Hello, can you
Yes,
hear
Ms.
me?
Ruhab. Yes, we can hear you. Ms. Ruhab, could you please?
So that's a question from Javad. Please, can you just elaborate something?
Sure. Thank you so much for the question. And yes, see, we all live in a world and it's there for all of us to share. So how we can bring a change and how you can help your fellow females is by just creating awareness around you, Start with smaller steps. Like I just told, first, the change it comes within you first. You feel that, yes, it is the right of the other gender to be empowered, to have the basic education, to have basic human rights. Only then you can make that. And once you have realized it, you're automatically going to make some changes around yourself. Support local NGOs, support schools which focus more on girl children and how their education is very important and how they are, bringing initiatives. Look for local skill centers. There are a lot of skill centers around us, Maheen. I've recently discovered that are giving free education in terms of computers, in terms of stitching, just helping women earn a good lifestyle, having them to support their family, and they all are really around us. So look for such initiatives, and I can connect, Jawad, if you need help, I can connect you with the NGO that is around us, and that will help you or people around you, to just bring that change in the society. So I hope that helps.
Thank you very much, Ruhab, for this input. Indeed, many people around us trying to bring in this change. But Ruhab, sometimes I feel like, unfortunately, I don't know if you agree with me or not, um, we do feel like when we put in so much effort, um, females or the individuals we are trying to target to have these opportunities get confused, and they are reluctant to be persistent because it's very difficult for them. Maybe it's a pressure of their home environment, or maybe it's a new change for them. um, Sometimes it's a disappointment. So, Ruhab, would you like to suggest individuals who are joining or they feel difficult with time and they're not persistent enough to continue due to some certain external reasons, but still, if they know if they complete, they stay persistent, they can definitely change their life with time. So, what would you like to input in that, Mr. Ruhab?
Uh, Fine. Change only happens once this persistency is there. Once you are motivated enough, and you feel it. It's not a gush of motivation that comes with you or with your hormones that, okay, fine, I'll do it, and then the other moment it's like, no, it's too difficult, I cannot go and make this change. But changes always happen with little and small steps. You take baby steps, and you keep the idea in your subconscious mind that, yes, I need to bring this change, and I won't see the results. Like I am just talking to you, I know I won't see the results in 10 days. I need to wait for it for around like a decade or something, and things are changing for a better, but still I need to be more patient. So patience, motivation, and all this, if it's there, then you would be able to even lead those baby steps. Everything starts really small, but soon enough, it creates a huge impact and people start seeing the change. Like I used to see a lot of teachers coming in during the time that I joined. People did not have basic teaching education. They did not have that much awareness, and it was seen that okay, fine, it's better for a girl or a woman to go work as a teacher. They were stereotyped. It was a more stereotypical role. So, but now that has changed. It's been a decade since I've been working in this system. I've been working with children, and I have seen that change, like how people have started giving importance to professional development in terms of being a teacher, in terms of being anyone who's related to children. And people have started putting so, and all this started with little steps. First, a group of people were trained. First, a group of people got a thought. So only with such an idea, such motivation, and just keeping things in your mind that okay, fine, I have this is my goal, and I need to set my tiny miniature goals, and my vision needs to be achieved only with patience and motivation. So it is going to change.
Thank you, Ruhab. And I also admit with one thing, if you are changing the cycle, it will be a lot more difficult than that of those who are in the cycle of change. So it would be challenging, but it will be very content in the end. Yes, Sally, please, over to you.
Yeah, so I've got a question, which is in the chat box. It's coming from Linda. So she's asking Dr. Ruhab, she's saying culture plays a very critical role in the part of Africa when it comes to the girl issue. And like I said earlier, and about Africa being the where we're coming from, as I would say specifically from where I come from, and I think we share the same with where my colleague is coming from. This is where people are told, and they are told that a girl is in most villages. They are told that a girl's place is in the kitchen or just taking care of the children. So Linda is asking that how best can we go about it to manage the culture issues that girls and women access these basic and skills and empowerment. How do we go about it? Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. So thank you for this question. Again, let's see it from this point of view. Like you understood that idea that, okay, fine, my people around me, they don't support me in getting education. They don't support me in my development. But you have that power right there in your mind. You have that thought. So with things that are available around you, again I would refer to the slides that I presented. Those platforms, those things, a local library, you can have a small circle of women with the same school of thought. They could sit together, bring up ideas, like four women sitting together. One is good at speaking, other one is good at doing some research, other one is good at doing some reading, other one is good at collecting the materials that is necessary. Build up a school, build up a small learning community, a PLC for your own place, for your own neighborhood, where it is going to help you break all the stereotypes, and it will help you gain the knowledge that is around you. Every person, every individual around us holds a specific speciality, a specific group of skills that helps the other person to bring out the best in them. So creating a PLC, creating a community around you with very little people. For example, two women around you have the same school of thought, and they feel that we need to bring a change, and If I did not go to school, fine, I'll help my girls or my children around me, I'll help educate them. You have that thought, that is the best part. Because, people, they don't even have that thinking skill. They don't even understand what's wrong. If you understand what's wrong, that's the big part is automatically it's done. Then you start bringing small changes, and again, bring the most of the people around you, start talking, start sharing, start learning from each other. Okay, fine, let's see, I don't want my girls to get, I want them to learn household as well. I want them to understand about the world, about the changing trends. Start looking for things, newspapers, books that is going to help a person or that whole neighborhood bring a little change in the community.
Thank
you
you,
Thank
so
thank
you.
you,
much.
Ruhab. Sally, I would like to add one more thing over here.
Yes,
As
ma'am.
my experience in Africa, and I'm relating it to South Asian countries as well. The thing is, when we are struggling in life economically, we're talking about rural areas. So we have an economic problem. So what we always teach our young daughters is that material is everything. They fancy materials, they fancy big houses, cars, and they fancy wedding as well. It's they don't understand that um, having set of skills, continuous practices, looking for opportunity can make you grow with time, and you can have far more resources in the materialism with time when you are mature enough, not just as an individual but professionally as well. So such conversation is also needed among families, because this is missing. And whenever we have such conversation, you talk about interior synth, you talk about far-flung areas elsewhere. Whenever we have a problem related to money, we fancy money. But we don't look at the aspect from where we can sustain our wealth. We are missing that conversation, and we don't have the patience to have that journey, to have that abundance. So we need to shift our conversation that way as well, and we should support individuals around us. If in that family, pursuing professionalism or pursuing education to change that pattern, we should support them as well. Because sometimes we feel like we have a peer pressure around us, and we tend to make them choose that journey, which everybody wants them to choose that journey, because eventually we don't want to be a bad person. So this is the small summary that I've observed, and this happens everywhere, literally, where we're facing such challenges.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I'm sure everyone in the audience are able to also listen and learn something from this. Thank you so much.
All right, I think we have no more questions from the candidates. Sally, would you like to please wind up?
I think much has been said by Ruhab, and like you said, all we need is much education for the people to know. They need to be sensitive of people who only think that a woman's place is to be like this, is to be like in the kitchen, to just take care of the children, just stay home and not be empowered. Because there is this issue of where people think that a woman cannot work as a policewoman, she cannot work in the force because she's a woman, she's given a lowly place. So I think all that needs to be changed, and for that to be changed, they need a lot of sensitization. Sensitization is it will give them a lot of insight that they have to change their mindset towards things and towards women. That way, it really help us a lot as a community at large. Yeah, I think that is all I wanted to add, ma'am.
Thank you, Sally, and thank you, Linda, for organizing this webinar. Thank you, Mr. Ruhab, for taking out your time. And you're doing incredible on ground. And thank you for your support always. Thank you, Jawad, for managing the team. Thank you, Temasan, for joining us. Your support is always beautiful. It's overwhelming. So thank you, everyone, for your time. And those of you who are watching, who want to contribute in this issue, you have Mr. Ruhab as a mentor. We have our team ready to facilitate in this program. So thank you very much.